Hey everyone, I'm Allison and you're watching Long Island Thrifter, a channel for anyone interested in finding bargains for as little as $1 or maybe free and flipping them for profit. Today, I'm in my dad's office / the catch-all room / a guest room. Let's go thrifting. My parents moved into this house 60 years ago. It was a base ranch house at the time when they moved in, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. They had 3 kids. And then 5 years later, I came along. Yeah, all 6 of us, 1 bathroom. That was tough. And then 5 years after that, my parents put the upstairs on. This room was my sister's room early on when we were kids. And then when she moved out, my dad put his office in here. And he passed away 7 years ago, but it is like nothing has changed. The wallpaper, first of all, look at that. I mean, holy ships, that's awful. There's tons of stuff in here. It's become the catch-all room. Everyone has a catch-all room, right? And we were able to put a bed in here last fall just so that my sister wasn't sleeping on the couch during the holidays. So the big thing is I'm trying to, in my head, visualize what can be done with this to make it actually a nice guest room. My mom wants it cleaned up. She would like my dad's desk, everything cleaned out of it and that removed. And then he's got a ton of books. My dad was a voracious reader. I started trying to think about this. How do I tackle this room? You know, it's one of those rooms that we all walk into and go, yeah, not today. I can't do it. I can't wrap my head around it. But today's the day. I've decided that I am going to start tackling it. It's not going to take a day. It's not going to take a week. It's going to probably take a few months for me to work on this. What I decided to do was go through the books in a methodical way. So ISBN numbers, the numbers that are on the back of books today, only started in the early 70s as a way to identify the book by a specific number. So what I'm going to do is scan all the books that have the ISBN numbers on them and determine their worth. If they're not worth much, we'll donate them to either a library or to a thrift store. And if they're worth something, as my mom said, we will put it up for sale on eBay. I'm not throwing things away before talking to everybody. I'm not going to do any of that kind of stuff, but this needs to be cleaned out and organized. What do I do with things like the giant pencil? I mean, is someone going to want this? I don't know. Today is day 2 in the office, and as you can see, I did clean off this shelf. Those books that are sitting there are actually just some books that I decided that we would keep. Hopefully I don't do that with a lot of things because I don't want to have like a stack of books that I'm saying I'm gonna read someday and I never do. I am going to try and tackle this shelf right there. So I'm not really sure what day it is in my excavation of my dad's office, but I did find a really fabulous item that is worth a few $100s. It's called a Horikawa robot astronaut. The only problem is that there were 2 batteries in the back of it, and so they were sitting for years like that. And yes, there was battery acid that had come out of the battery. So don't forget to take batteries out of items when you store them. So I'm assuming this doesn't work. I don't think you can clean battery acid off the contacts, but I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna look up on Google and see if there's anything I can do to make it maybe work. But they still are worth something, which is very exciting. So he's a cute little guy. He was just sitting on my dad's bookshelf. Now the entire bookshelf is cleaned out except for the top row, which actually has some things that I'd like to keep. There's some things that are inscribed. My dad wrote some notes in, and you know, they're more personal that you don't want to send to a thrift store or toss out. And then there's like this bundle of books. Memory Makes Money. Anybody? I've got a ton of them, and the only reason is my dad knew the author. I guess my dad is mentioned in the book. I think the last one sold about 3 or 4 months ago for like $6. So we're going to donate those. I always tell folks when they want to start selling on eBay, start at home. You don't have to go to a thrift store. You don't have to go to yard sales and get inventory. Part of the reason I'm doing this right now is not only to help my mom clean out this office and make it a guest room, but it's also that I can actually use some of this space for my inventory. That's my biggest issue right now. While I'm living with my mom, I only have a limited amount of inventory that I can buy because I have a limited amount of space. I have some in the garage and then I have some in the dining room, but it's just, I can't grow my business if I don't have a space for the inventory. So far, I've donated 6 boxes to various thrift stores. And then these are the books that I'm probably going to be selling. There are some in here that do have some value, especially technical manuals. And this little zoo animals book in the center bottom of the screen. I was surprised to see how much value that had. It was published in 1967. Recent sales have actually been very slow, and I think that's because of the economy. But I did sell this item, which was gifted to me about 20 years ago. So it was something I found collecting dust on the shelf, and I sold it for $40. Thanks for watching, Long Island Thrifter. If you enjoyed this episode, please tap the like button, and if so inclined, please subscribe. Until next time, keep on thrifting.